Hello, everyone, and welcome back to day 2 of the AOC Flying Shotgun South African Valorant Qualifier Tournament. The winners of this tournament will be heading on to the final Havoc tournament, the first major tournament hosted in the country by Flying Shotgun with AOC as our sponsors. I hope you all are excited for some banger matches today. We will be going through the loser bracket final today, so get excited for that. We'll see who will make it to the finals and who will end up in those top 4 positions, heading over to the Havoc tournament, joining White Rabbit Gaming, Omnius Gaming, Who Asked, and I think Socks Up for those initial top 4 spots. They won the South African Valorant League. That's why they've already been invited over to the Havoc tournament, and the remaining teams are still competing for those bottom 4 positions. We're very excited to have everyone here for this loser bracket matches today. What do you think? And today's matches, my apologies, will also be best of 3. Yesterday's matches were all best of 1 for the upper brackets. Today, these players will be battling it out in the best of 3 series, so we'll have to see who comes out on top. And Authorize, are you excited for today, man? I know I am.
Super excited. It's really good to be back doing a little bit of Valorant action. We were casting obviously the previous leg of the tournament where the previous teams qualified, and it was so good to see the level of competition that they were pushing through. And now we get to see everybody now scrambling for these last few spots into this Havoc final, where everything comes down. The whole year's work will come down to this Havoc tournament. So all these teams are really pushing for it. And yesterday we saw quite a lot of really good games, especially towards the end there. I know you were casting it, and it took you really long into the night. So we are looking at the brackets, and as we said, we'll be in the losers final, or the losers bracket today. We will be starting off with X-Contra versus Radiant Thieves. And that's looking to be a really good one. As mentioned earlier, we are now in best of 3 games, so it's going to be really interesting now, because yesterday, obviously, we were best of 1s, and that doesn't really give you a lot of, strategizing leeway. So it's going to be good to see now that we are going, into this best of 3. Our first map will be Bind, actually, as we are looking to go into the game. And if I believe that was picked by X-Contra. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see kind of the agent selections and the strategies coming through from them as they look to start off today with a really big kick.
Yeah, well, we have X-Contra winning that dice roll on the map picks and bans, deciding to ban out Icebox first, and Radiant Thieves retaliated with an Ascent ban. So the 3 maps we're going to be seeing today are Bind, Breeze, and Haven. So excited to finally be seeing that Breeze coming out today. Radiant Thieves pick actually with X-Contra picking the first map in Bind, and Radiant Thieves will be starting out on that defensive side. And what do you think of these compositions, Authorized? It seems like we might be seeing another KO coming out. Yesterday we saw him in a couple of matches, but it doesn't look like too many teams have picked up that new initiator just yet.
Yeah, looking fairly simple.
Choose your
simple,
agent.
But normal for the most part, besides that KO. But it hasn't been confirmed yet. It could be possible that we are being completely baited. They do like doing that to us for some reason. Who loves making fun of the casters? But yeah, we will see the Phoenix, Astra, Raze, and there we go. The KO is now selected. Killjoy and KO coming through from the side of RT. So Radiant Thieves actually are going to lock him in. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly. Killjoy is really good against these like setups of Killjoy, denying all that utility. So it's really good, especially on a map like Bind, where you're looking to get in quickly, can take control of the site. You don't want to be dealing with all that utility. So KO can do really well. Also denying the initiation value. If you can time those denials, really well, you can deny them as soon as they initiate, leaving them sitting ducks. So it all comes down to how the character or agent is played. And I think that's going to be a big thing here for Radiant Thieves. On the side of Ex-Contra, though, we see almost a similar setup, just, you know, the Reyna coming out instead of the Astra, and then the Omen instead of the Phoenix. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how those two differences play through. We will be on our classic, well, you know, normal starting round here, pistols only, as everybody will be looking to click all those heads, with the attack going to Ex-Contra first, as you said. And how do you think this is going to play out, should Ex-Contra win this?
Yeah, well, we'll definitely have to see how both these teams adapt, right? Both teams bringing out these players for that denial. Lumo already picking up the first frag over there on short, but right, Haikishin quickly answers back. Rainmaker trying to fight for control of this backside, but Williams will take him down, and Ex-Contra now with the man advantage as Haikishin takes another peek towards this lamp area, but Luma does manage to trade him out, and now Naga on this flank with the Phoenix doesn't manage to connect the shots onto Yeti. Now it's only Unikama left to deal with Ex-Contra here, taking the battle onto Williams, but can't get those headshots with this classic right now, and eventually goes down. But look at the health bars of Ex-Contra. That was very doable if he could get that frag onto the Reyna, but unfortunate stuff there.
Yeah, the Ghost just ending, you know, a little bit too much advantage, especially in those kind of more distance fights. The ability to just click that head for a lot more damage, or even the body shot just giving quite a bit more. So the first round will be going through for Ex-Contra. They're really good attack from them. It seemed that Radiant Thieves were a little bit caught out, losing a few of the individual duels. So here we will see actually Reyna picking up a full Vandal there. I think it's a Vandal. So that's going to be a lot of damage now coming through. And if they, it's a big burst. But it seems to be paying them so far. So they do get the initial
Spike
pick.
down
Coming
B.
through and getting Nightmare is the return.
Yeah, an extremely good burst coming out from Ex-Contra there. Yeti already jumping into that CT area, taking control of site. And now Ex-Contra have kind of been stopped in their tracks right now, right? Williams at least picking up one kill there, but it's already down to a 3v3 as it seems like Haikishin has gotten himself an upgrade here, and Radiant Thieves just holding on to the site for the time being. A lot of Killjoy util still here. The knife will come out and get a lot of information, but Timmy shuts down his KO counterpart real quick there, and now that's a man advantage back in the way of Ex-Contra. But look at this rotation coming through already. This Killjoy is stuck in this elbow position as the teammates are dropping around them, and the spike's already planted on A, but a nice right click coming out from Unikama, taking down that lurk in that elbow position. And now we're just going to see Williams taking a little bit of a more passive position towards CT spawn, but I think Unikama did spot him out, but Williams with that Vandal just gonna win out that gunfight, and the hero buy Vandal pays off for Ex-Contra.
Very expensive. They lost four members there to the you know, the save eco from Radiant Thieves. So it was quite a bit expensive for them. Shouldn't be the end of the world, but you definitely don't want to be losing that many people when you have such a big advantage gun wise. We will see here Radiant Thieves will be buying up slightly, not the typical buy you normally see, so I think they kind of bought up last round. Concealment here. This is very spread out, not what you'd expect. Nice early pick there from Haikishin though, getting a nice pick there in showers.
Yeah, Bucky definitely doing some work. It is interesting to see a bit of a broken buy coming out from Radiant Thieves here, but maybe they have a plan to support that. Haikishin's still very low, but the teammates are here for the support as Haikishin will just run all the way down to the site. Yeti going for that greed as Rainmaker also picks one up on the other side as Yeti gets taken down by this Marshall. Now a 4-2 man advantage for the side of Radiant Thieves. So we'll have to see if they can capitalize on this lead now. Nightmare going for a cheeky little peek towards this short area, does manage to get one. KO is still really low for the side of Radiant Thieves, so definitely gonna be a struggle, especially with this Bucky getting back, but he does have the ultimate now So we'll have to see if he can suppress these ex-Contra members and deny the spike plant on the site.
30
but
seconds
they're
left.
gonna start pushing the spike plant right
Last
now, and
player
Ikershin
standing.
can't get the shots, and Nightmare with the 3k of the round. Great stuff, 4k to finish it off. Great stuff from ex-Contra. It looks like they have recovered from yesterday, unfortunately going down in their first match, I believe. Yesterday against Punisher's Academy, who ended up in the winner bracket finals at the end of the day. So ex-Contra have a lot to make up for it today, and it looks like they came prepared and they're ready to win out the series.
Yeah, that coming off from that loss yesterday, as you said, definitely would have, I'd say, a little bit motivated them. They kind of felt the you know, feel of how things are going and are able to get more into it today. Nightmare doing a really good job there of, you know, just playing it really slow and safe and making sure that they had all the angles set there. Now getting a nice pick there on Yeti, denying that denying the paint shells there. We're not going to get the runner back. We'll get no also, but we'll get a lot of that's what Timmy running.
Yeah, Timmy gonna try and take control of this elbow, but Unikama with the Killjoy utility just gonna completely deny the entry there. So great stuff from Radiant Thieves, really holding on to this B site right now, and 4 members already rotated over. Nightmare will get 1 pick, but it does look like they're gonna be sending that spike over to A once again, or they're just gonna try and cut noise here. This is very interesting from ex-Contra. The brakes have been slammed on a little bit, but the peaks coming out from Naga once again gets another for the round. Still jump spotting back here. We'll spot these players up in
30 seconds left.
They now know they're here. Players of Radiant Thieves just need to play this safe. Just stalling for this time right now, right? This is, I believe, a full buy from ex-Contra, and Naga just dominating. Lumo caught out in the open with his util out, and Rainmaker gonna capitalize on that. And now Radiant Thieves have full upgrades without spending a penny that round. So great round coming out from them to bring that one back.
Going
I
Astro,
think
guys.
if you need to win that one, that would be the one you win, and they did really well. And they're broken by the previous round, helping them a lot there. But really good discipline coming through. You saw them deny the rotation to A as Killer just sat there the entire time, making sure that no one was able to get a free rotation to A, and the rest of the team just holding down the B site, doing really well at picking up those gun battles, playing it nice and slow, playing it nice and safe. So really good discipline coming through from them there. We will see now as Radiant Thieves put themselves on the board, they might be feeling a little more confident pushing into this. And the same thing coming early, but getting a nice pink shot to the portal there. And you hate to see that. Well, I guess Killer, you love to see it, but
well, a very good combination coming out with that Astra util and that nade from the Rays to deny any presence towards that hookah position. ex-Contra will, however, get the spike down, but now Timmy is hunting for this elbow position, keeping these players suppressed with his ultimate. Will he spot out Unikama? Yes, he does. Does not expect the KO to be that far up, and now Timmy taking the duels with a 3k on the round already towards this spawn area, or this defender spawn area, but Haikashin luckily answers back, but he's gonna get forced out of this position now with that paranoia coming through, and Lumo will close out the round for ex-Contra. ex-Contra answer back swiftly, and even with those losses early in that round, managed to bring it back.
Yeah, that Killjoy lockdown really just opening up the sight for them, as well as I think Radiant Thieves rotating a little bit slowly from A site. I think, you know, they have to play it a bit carefully. It seems like ex-Contra do like to rotate and run it back through A, so they were denying that possibility once again. But I think it's a little bit too slow, and ex-Contra had the speed to get onto site and then control things from there. So really good job from ex-Contra. 1-4 reads the scoreline, and you know, Radiant Thieves now not looking so good with their economy. They will be on a kind of light buy here, trying to get as much value as possible. It's shorty, but Hagashin not gonna find the same value as just simply falling from the wayside as ex-Contra pick apart Radiant.
Yeah, X-Contra opening up with 3 huge frags. Timmy not expecting Unikama to be that close already in this tunnel position, but Lumo teleporting up to this heaven's side, manages to get the drop back on Unikama, and now they're just holding for this post plant. Naga gets the headshot, but Williams survives with that 14 HP. Nice explosive push from X-Contra onto that A site, gaining control really early, not allowing those players to rotate before they get that spike down, and pretty aggressive take, and it works out in their favor.
Yeah, doing really, really well. We will see a much more, you know, adequate buy now coming from Radiant Thieves. Unikama still sitting on that ghost. So a much more adequate buy coming through at the moment. Kind of the same positions that they normally hold on this defense, stacking A. But it seems like Contra are really favoring this B side. They definitely are pushing it quite more actively than we've seen a lot of the time. So making that work for them is really important. We see the runner back coming through from Naga. What's going to flash that? Finds nobody. Much value as possible.
Yeah, Naga getting a couple of flashes out there. Does manage to flash players, but can't really capitalize as Yeti throws a nade into the back of the site, and that Astra Cosmic Divide actually getting out the any information that the players of X-Contra have rotated now, cutting off the teleporter noise with that ultimate. Very interesting. And Killer still here, but trapped in that back corner of the site as Williams will push forward to take him out. The KO knife comes out to suppress Haikashin in this tunnel area and does get taken out by Williams playing so aggressive. Rainmaker manages to pick one up, but Timmy with a nasty spray through that smoke. Yeti still on this B site. They know exactly where Unikama is. The Skilljoy has been playing elbow the whole game, and now not much Unikama can do. Williams just going for the triple kill on the round, and a dominating shutdown from X-Contra, completely destroying the economy of Radiant Thieves right now.
Yeah, I think Killer really struggling there to make sure that, you know, confirming those kills, shooting a little bit early there, and I think Killer expected X-Contra to be a bit more aggressive and push past boxes, and that didn't happen. So Killer kind of went for the early shots, not, you know, securing them and giving away his position there, and unfortunately falling to the wayside. Now going to the Marshall here, not finding anything. And this is going to be a tough defense here for Radiant Thieves.
And the paranoia from Lumo not managing to connect onto anyone just yet. And this looks like a much more slow play coming out from X-Contra, but Williams does get the entry onto Naga, and Timmy opens up with one onto A as well. There's no way that Radiant Thieves have any idea what's going on here as the plant goes down. So Unikama should have information now as they take down Rainmaker in heaven. Timmy for 2 of the round, and X-Contra just pushing through this defender spawn. It's only the Killjoy and a trusty Shorty left in this hookah position. It is going to get pushed now by Nightmare. Unikama getting out at least, but they're not going to chase that kill. They're like, if you want to save the Shorty, that's your economy damaged completely. But it does look like they're going to look to exit the site here with Williams trying to chase down this Killjoy. It does look like they might collapse onto Unikama here. The reload gets Williams down, and Unikama manages to pick up a rifle now, but there are just too many members of X-Contra raining down on him, and that will be round number 7 for X-Contra as Yeti just mistiming it a little bit there, dying to the spike, but it shouldn't hurt them too much.
Yeah, I think their economy is fine, given that, you know, they're doing really, really well. 1 and 7 reads the scoreline, and that's quite painful. You know, it really seems that Radiant Thieves are struggling to have an answer for X-Contra's aggression coming through. Whether they're up or down on weapons, they really have been struggling. We will see Yeti bringing out the showstopper. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, good stuff from Yeti, opening up the site for his team with 2 frags, and Timmy there to take the duel as well onto Killer. Will take down 3 players of Radiant Thieves already, and as you said, Radiant Thieves just not
Last player standing.
ready for all of this
Spike
aggression,
planted.
extremely explosive stuff coming out from the side of X-Contra, and this is one thing that I am happy to see coming out from Radiant Thieves is yesterday we saw them have a bit of trouble with the management of their economy. They do manage to get a couple of full buys so far, but now X-Contra just chasing down Yeti as he tries to save this. Just chasing down Onikama. He tries to save this Phantom, but is gonna pick up that operator now. Might try and save this, but they know exactly where he is. Onikama not too sure what he wants to do here. Seems a bit scrambled as the KO flash comes out. Doesn't know there's a player to be left, so he will take him down with that classic right click, and they should recover the operator here. No, it doesn't look like they want that weapon on the attacking arm.
Yeah, I think they tried it out, didn't get exactly what they wanted. I think it's a big risk, possibly giving it up. Should you fall, so just sticking with the normal assault rifles. We will see Radiant Thieves here with a half-ish buy. I think we'll keep we'll just call it that. We'll see Rainmaker and Killer there with the Ghost, and then everyone else. We will see an Ares on the table, so a lot more control potential running through from that. All set up on A again though, as a very nice split comes through from X-Contra. The bomb looking definitely for this B side, but you know, with this map, those poles are all
You should run.
Yeah, Lumo does get that opening frag, but does get traded out, and Yeti once again working onto the side as his teammate Williams does get a frag over on this A side again, but Timmy does manage to trade out his teammate on that B side, and Williams with 2 on this A side now. He's just cleaning up these players, but runs out of bullets, and Rainmaker should get an upgrade here, but it is only him at half HP against 2 players of X-Contra remaining on that B side, and he has a means to go. Might just opt to save this rifle, maybe look for a couple of exits, but I doubt he'll have time to go for this spike defuse. And right now, Radiant Thieves really struggling with this aggression. They tried to get that read over to the A site, but nothing really came from it as they had a 4v2 and still managed to lose that pressure with only 1 player remaining, as X-Contra just obliterated their team on the other side of the map as well.
Yeah, I think they... Ooh, that was close at the end there. I think they're kind of losing these very, very important gun battles. And while they may be trading some of them, I don't think they're getting enough value that they should be getting, and it's opening these sides like Contra to just push W with no real threat of falling too much. We will see Radiant Thieves getting a nice buy here. 2 half shields are available. These Spider-Man jumps coming through from the rays are just amazing.
Yeah, once again, another 2
standing.
but Rainmaker
Spike
and
down A.
answering back with 4 kills between the 2 of them, shutting down this aggression finally. Radiant Thieves answer back, and what a statement getting those 4 frags so early on this entry. It's only Yeti left now, definitely capable of making this one work. Gets the first, that's how this begins. Radiant Thieves have to win this round, they can't afford to lose it. 9-3 is probably their only open. This point doesn't expect the player to be that close, does get the swing, but Haikishin, my apologies, there for the trade, and manages to pick up 3 on that round, and that is a must-needed win for the side of Radiant Thieves.
Yeah, I think we talk about casting curses there a lot, but I think that one was a casting blessing. Me saying they're not winning the gun battles, and immediately preceded by the 2 double kills coming through. So really, really good job there from Radiant Thieves. We are in the last round now, so this is where everything must be spent. And Radiant Thieves really are looking to win this one out. They'll still be at a huge deficit going into the next phase, but you definitely want that 3rd round. You don't want to be down. Just getting a lot of information is Radiant.
Already opening it up.
1 enemy remaining.
Through that back box, and now X-Contra opens answer back with their own set of double kills. They will play super aggressive to push Rainmaker in the CT spawn, and honestly, Radiant Thieves just scraping the bottom of the barrel there. Even though they won the previous round, only one of their members survived, so they were on a very scrappy bye in that final round of the half, and Ex-Contra end that one 10-2. The aggression really paying off in their favor. It doesn't seem like Radiant Thieves were quite ready to react to the aggressive plays from Ex-Contra that first half.
Yeah, and I think it's at this point now, you're focused on this map, you're focused on bringing it back, but that's what makes the best of 3 so important, is that Radiant Thieves can now start to think, okay, what do we do next game? Obviously we don't give it up this round, we try our best, but things are not looking good. How do we take what we've learned here into the next map? The next map is our pick, so obviously we'll have a little more confidence going into it, but yeah, they need to be thinking of how they can challenge Ex-Contra. I'm making a nice really.
Yeah, they have to start winning these rounds right now to stand any chance. A Nightmare on the Killjoy, just holding onto the site with very little resistance, as the Kaishin will finally take him down, and Naga also pushing into the back of this B-side, manages to pick up 2. Naga, can he do this? A 1v3 now in a 1v2. It might have actually been a 1v4. Oh, gets tagged up by that classic right click. Not much he can do here, but he does play the peek and runs out of bullets. Unfortunately, not that many bullets in the clip, and he gets taken out. Good idea there, but not managing to close it out for his team. And now we are looking at a potential match point for Ex-Contra, as they do go for the anti-eco this round by buying up their SMGs and shotguns.
That 5 HP, all needed was one more bullet to connect. Would have been a really difficult struggle for the last man, but still, that was a really, really good close one. We will see Uber coming out early, and Spider-Man.
Oh. Okay, well, Yeti does get one, but at least Kaishin there with his Spectre will manage to pick up one for himself and answer back. So good 1v1 trade. That's definitely kind of how Radiant Thieves wanted to start this one, but Timmy getting a good headshot with that Sheriff onto the Shower's position. But good rotation coming out from Radiant Thieves now, maybe anticipating the rotation from Ex-Contra there, as there were 4 players there already. Rainmaker will take down Timmy, trying to sneak through that teleporter, but now 2 members have already rotated, and Williams with a Marshall. The site gets 3. Williams solo holds B site, doesn't even need his Omen, and will secure match point for his team there. And because Radiant Thieves forced that last round, they're really gonna struggle to get proper weapons heading into this next one.
I'm sorry, who needs an operator when you can just do that with the Marshall? Much cheaper, much more satisfying. That was fun to watch. And if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix. So we'll be running this Marshall once again, holding down this B side. But yeah, this is it, match point, and Radiant Thieves now have to come big, or start planning for what's happening next map. They will be pushing forward here. Williams moving them first.
Getting tagged up, not managing to connect that operator shot, but Williams will take one down. Radiant Thieves did manage to get a couple of rifles, but Williams says it doesn't matter, I'll just take you out anyway. But Rainmaker is there to make the trade now, only with the Bulldog. Only Karma still has this Phantom, maybe hoping that they have rotated. It does not expect Nightmare to be back of sight. Nightmare will use that SMG to get the drop on him, and Yeti now chasing Rainmaker, maybe with his knife up, but switches over to the rifle just in time. And Killer now all alone with this Judge on this A side, hoping that they might try and push into them, but I think Ex-Contra no? Oh no, yet
defenders win.
Disrespecting the Judge and just swinging into that lamp area, securing the 2 for Ex-Contra on that first map. What a start after the loss of yesterday. Ex-Contra definitely showing that they're here to play today.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a game. Radiant Thieves rarely find themselves struggling. It's possible we chalk it down to this just being a really bad map for them. But yeah, as we said, luckily now we are in this best of 3 situation, so they can now move forward. They will have the next map choice, which will be starting to scroll up a little bit. Will be Breeze. So they've opted for Breeze, and I think that possibly plays a lot more into their wheelhouse. They'll have a lot more opportunities to make their ex-Contra have opted for that defense first. So we'll see the attack possibility of Radiant Thieves on that map, and I think that's what they have to kind of make or break for this, series, and actually for their whole tournament life. If they lose this next map, that's it, they're out. So it's going to be really, really important for them, especially being on that attack first, to make a showing, to make a name for themselves, and they need to come up with something to just deal with the aggression that X-Contra has to offer. X-Contra were looking really, really good, and at the end you even saw like Yeti making those weird plays, just Spider-Manning it through onto the defense. It does get you obviously information, and he did get a pick, which is nice, but that is some real ballsy plays, and I think X-Contra are already feeling good. They had such a big advantage, and they were winning most of their gunfights, that Yeti was like, okay, I don't mind, I'll just do this and it'll probably work. So we need to see Radiant Thieves come up with an answer for that aggression, and I think they were relying on that Killjoy a lot, but with KO coming through and denying all of that, it really puts a spanner in the works.
Yeah, really good stuff coming out from X-Contra, securing their map pick. We'll have to see if Radiant Thieves can potentially bring it back on their map choice in Breeze. We'll have to see. Maybe they have a couple of tricks up their sleeves. Maybe X-Contra just decide to keep this aggression up and shut them down for good. But we will be right back with you guys after a short little break, heading into map 2, so stay tuned to see the result of this first series. And we're back, guys, ready to head into map number 2, which will be Breeze. That's Radiant Thieves' pick. We'll have to see if they can bring it back. Obviously, both of these teams fighting to stay in this tournament right now. Neither one of them wants to go out. Radiant Thieves did seem to struggle a bit on X-Contra's map pick, but this is their map pick, so we'll have to see if they have a couple of tricks up their sleeves to take it home. This is the newest map in Valorant. In Breeze, we'll have to see what they can bring to the table. Maybe catch off X-Contra off guard a bit, but maybe X-Contra have prepped for this map. We'll never know, because they did leave it open in the bans.
Any news from our spectator that we are live in the map? Sorry, I just saw it through. Yeah, we are in Breeze, and I think this plays a little bit more into Radiant Thieves' kind of playstyle from what we've seen. It's a nice open map that allows them to kind of go in between what they want to do. We saw that they were struggling a little bit on bind, and I think this is where, well, I mean, they have to show up and win this one, otherwise they're out. But this is where they're going to do it. It is their map pick, as we have said. So their strategies here are probably a little bit more comfortable than we saw. And I think, yeah, coming off a loss like that, you really do struggle. 13-2 is definitely not what you want to be going down to. But looking at the agents so far, we will have X-Contra bringing up the Yoru, actually, locked in there for Timmy. So it's going to be nice to see Yoru coming through. The kind of mobility that he has is really, really strong on
Select
Breeze.
your agent.
And the ability, go invisible and get a lot of scouting done, as we call it. Obviously, the Killjoy Yeti bringing up that Reyna. Williams with the Sage, so a lot of healing coming through now. Kaishin not picking anything just yet.
Yeah, it does seem like maybe Hakaishin wasn't ready to start just yet, but we'll figure that out. But in the meantime, right, let's talk about that Yoru pick. Very interesting pick coming out from the side of X-Contra. They're actually deciding to go with 3 duelists on this map, not running a single controller, which is so weird for a map like Breeze, where it's so important to block off those choke holds. But honestly, in my opinion, Viper is really the only way to go if you're going for a controller. So maybe X-Contra recognizing that the only way to smoke in this map is just throwing up a wall blocking those chokes. Otherwise, we're just going to have to fight it. And that's what they're probably looking to do with that Yoru pick. Breeze, actually one of the best maps for Yoru, probably, because of that gate crash and the radius in which the opponents can detect that teleportation spot. So maybe because the maps, the sites are so big, X-Contra are looking to get a couple of backstabs in with that Yoru. Like you said, also a lot of scouting potential coming out from that Yoru. So it will be interesting to see how they play that pick out. But so interesting seeing Lumo on the Jet this time around, which is his tried and true. He always loves going back to that Jet, but no controller coming out from the side of X-Contra is very, very shocking.
Yeah, I think, as you said, Viper's really strong here because of the massive area that she denies. But Breeze is such a big map and it's so open. There's so many angles you can attack from that most of the other controllers just struggle a little bit, If you smoke this area, fine, they come out there. It's so difficult to kind of deny everything. And even on site, there's just such a big, wide space that it's difficult to control past the choke. So I think that's where they want all that aggression to come through. And also, picking up the Sage now as well. Those walls become really, really, big, especially controlling that middle area corridor. So I think the team comp, while it may not make sense for a lot of maps, Breeze is very, very special in that regard, in that you can run such an aggressive composition, and we will see it locked through, very similar to the exact same as we saw earlier. So they weren't baiting us with anything. But looking at the side of Radiant Thieves, then we will see Rainmaker picking up that Sova for that scouting potential. Trying to get as much information and the Hunter's Fury as well, playing really, really well on this map. going through walls, you can deny plant, you can deny diffusers. The recon dart getting so much value as well with all that information that it gives. And then,
Yeah.
as you've mentioned, the Viper just really, really good in this map.
Yeah, a lot of open space for that Sova to shine. The drone also very good on a map with so many angles to clear to head onto site. But it's very interesting, this triple duelist comp, especially with X-Contra also starting on the defensive side. So I think we ask the question, are they going to come out with more aggression this map? And X-Contra answered with, hell yes, we are. We're bringing three duelists to the table. We're gonna run them at your face and go for frags, and that's how we're gonna win this map. And it looks like they're starting with quite an aggressive positioning towards A. They do have 3 players already here, but it looks like they might just use this gate crash of the Yoru for quick rotations, potentially on this defensive side. It does look like we're gonna get a mid take from Radiant Thieves here, so we'll have to see what they're planning on this attacking half as Naga opens it up onto Yeti already. Great first pick to entry onto this site. We'll have to see if the remaining 2 players can still defend this, as Hakaishin manages to pick one up after Timmy also gets a frag for himself. And now that A site is open, Timmy gate crashes out into A main. Actually, there's no way they expect him to be here, but we do see Oni Kuma actually hunting that down, and Williams getting a frag in that mid area. It is down to a 3v3 now. Yoru's still very low for the side of X-Contra. We'll have to see if Timmy can hold on to this position, but they're still sniffing him out, and Timmy maybe not expecting them to be behind him at this point, and they're just not clearing him, right? He's just been allowed to be free here, but will manage to take him down.
One enemy remaining.
Killer will take him down, but Williams is there to trade it out at least. Now they're going for the defuse, and 1 player left.
One enemy remaining.
Oni Kuma not managing to connect the shots there, and Williams with a 4K on the round on that Sage. Very good start for Radiant Thieves at the beginning of that pistol round, but not managing to hold on to it.
Yeah, I think that could be called the Williams show. Doing really, really well, controlling the site. I think it's so interesting to see the way that William plays in the style of, get a pick, back out, attack from a different angle, get a pick, back out. And I think that's really playing well for X-Contra, because the aggression they provide kind of takes the site, and then Williams is there to kind of pick it clean from the sides. So really, really good at working at that. You will see that up here with Lugo and Williams having the marshals.
Spike down B.
You almost like you want to go in. There's 2 marshals. I hit the shot.
One enemy remaining.
Be very powerful to be playing with those marshals, that extremely long range corridor to push into that side, and X-Contra just capitalizing on the weapon advantage this round. But it does look like the Radiant Thieves forced up as well, as Killa does have a marshal for himself. He might have been that one, I'm not too sure, but Yeti just gonna shut him down. I think he did get the tag onto Yeti, but unfortunately not able to net that frag. And that is the 2nd round conversion for the side of X-Contra. Great stuff coming out from them, showing that they can defend with these duelists.
Yeah, and this is definitely, the struggle where you'd expect Radiant Thieves to be the ones picking up these early round wins. It's their map pick overall, and as well as them being on the attack. It's such a nice attacking map because of the space and the openness that is afforded to you. So it's going to hurt them a little bit to be honest. Losing so far. Timmy! Ooh,
Timmy with Timmy with a nasty shot on the killer there, but Radiant Thieves do answer back with 1 shot of their own. Naga will take down a member, but Nightmare and Naga now fighting for these door controls. And Luma will pick one up with a Marshall as well, and Williams also answers back in mid with the no scope of that Marshall. And now X-Contra once again have full map control.
Alright, so I just think there's no reason to pick up an operator, ever. Just give Williams the Marshall and, we're fine. Why spend all that money on operator when Williams can do the exact same thing with a Marshall? Really good job there. Down 2 to 4 now in terms of bodies on the playable field. Then we're gonna try to get these long shots through mid. Only two are getting a nice pick there on Nightmare. Cleaning up slightly. We'll see Rainmaker throw a dart out as they look back to position.
30 seconds
it's still
left.
Gonna be a very big uphill battle for them. 30 seconds on the clock. It looks like they're gonna make this rotation B. They're gonna have to do it quickly if they want to do anything. And I think they identified that. So back to A, but that's where a lot of the utility is.
Yeah, 2 players still holding on to this A site. The Viper will go out, but they
10
need
seconds
to
left.
stick this plant. As Timmy will
Spike
flash
planted.
and swing out. Doesn't manage to deny the plant. It will go down, and Rainmaker is there with the Vandal. Bringing it back now for the
One
side of
enemy
Radiant
remaining.
Thieves. Going for the pick. Nice shot onto Lumo. Not much he can do right there. And the 2 Vandals of Radiant Thieves really paying off right now as they clean up 2 members of X-Contra on that side. Into Williams going for a cheeky little wall, but unfortunately caught with his pants down, so to speak. And that is the first round for Radiant Thieves, winning that gun round conversion. So that is great stuff. No bonus round win for the side of X-Contra, but they will have full rifles coming into this next one.
Yeah, doing a really good job there at kind of stabilizing his Radiant Thieves. I think as I said, they were down and they had a mountain to climb, but they put on their hiking boots and they climbed that mountain. What a cute bunny we see. But yeah, they won that 2 versus 4, and that was really good from them. Kind of getting their mentality back into the running. It's just Williams here on the B side, and it needs to be a very hard push for Radiant Thieves. They want to take this as soon as possible and deny any rotations, but Williams is very good for all that utility and slows.
Yeah, and already the rotation coming through from Lumo there to assist Williams on
One
this
enemy
side
remaining.
as Williams picks up 2. Timmy here as well, using that gate crash to a quick rotation. And even though X-Contra stacked 4 players towards that A site, they still come out with a flawless on that round off of the back of that Sage stall on B. Brilliant stuff coming out from X-Contra.
Yeah, and that's what we were saying earlier. Sage really good, obviously everywhere, but on Breeze does really well at controlling these very important key moments. Obviously there are a lot of places you can attack into a site and a lot of places on site, but controlling those chokes are very important, and Williams doing an absolute phenomenal job at it. We will see Radiant Thieves now with this save eco thing. A lot of sheriffs and a marshal on board too.
The shorty
5
doesn't
HP.
connect. Timmy just barely missing out on that spray transfer and that frag onto Killer. And now Killer, the only player for Radiant Thieves in this A position, but he does also have Spike all alone. And look at this aggressive positioning from Yeti. He's ready for that peek from Hakaishin and will manage to take him down. Rainmaker now has to try and go for a refrag. Delays it a little bit, not going to get the pick. And Yeti playing this so well on that Reyna, pushing that aggression and just honestly wrapping that team, carrying it on his back off of the assistance from that first aggression from Timmy there.
Really good dismiss timing, actually. I think
Yeah.
Yeti could have been caught out there if not for the dismiss that just enabled him to back up a little bit and reposition the crosshair. We will see Williams back on this B side, doing really, I mean, just keep, yeah, there's no reason for him to be anywhere else. But I think that Radiant Thieves don't want to deal with that again. They'd rather deal with all the utility from Killjoy, so it seems like A is the way to go.
You should run.
Utility being used early here. And actually Killjoy ult as well. During kind of past the side,
Got one.
close through the smoke goes Nightmare.
Yeah, and that is an extremely important pick coming out from Nightmare there.
Spike
As
down
his
A.
traps take another one. That's actually the Viper going down first. The Viper is so important for this A take, but
One enemy
Killer
remaining.
getting a frag onto Nightmare, finally taking him down, but now it's only 1 player left in Naga against 4 X-Contra players chasing him down now. Naga has to try and get out with this weapon. Yeti does spot him out, but Lumo is waiting for this drop into the shoot, and if Naga makes this happen, he's definitely going to suffer at the hands of Lumo here. Goes for the peek, but there are 2 players and he sprays in between them, can't manage to connect those shots. And that is a round win with 4 members surviving for X-Contra, now up 5-1 in Radiant Thieves map pick.
If I've ever seen a perfect visualization of stuck between a rock and a hard place, it would be that. No matter which way they went, it was almost certain death. But yeah, 5-1, definitely a really rough scoreline on your kind of map pick, but not you know, we've seen bigger turnarounds before, and I think that they definitely are able to you know, bring it back. Timmy getting a pick on Taishin there is gonna make it a lot more difficult, but we've seen the body down wins before. Naga with that Blade Storm, just trying to get as much value as possible and just output that damage.
Yeah, Naga trying to get a couple of cheeky picks through that Viper wall, but they're not going to connect just yet. Still has 3 blades remaining, but this is quite an important eco for Radiant Thieves as Onikuma, picks up 1. But his teammate does get taken out in mid as well. Lumo not going to shoot this turret. Good discipline from Killer to wait, but
Spike
Lumo
down,
just has more discipline and an operator in his hands, does manage to take down 2 in this elbow position, and now X-Contra have spike control. So we'll have to see if they can pick up this final member. Yes, Timmy does take him down. There's no save for the side of Radiant Thieves right now, and I don't know what their economy is looking right as of yet, but maybe they are struggling a bit. I think they did call for a tactical timeout here, so we'll have to see if they have a plan and how they choose to implement it. But it does look like there is gonna be another full buy coming out from Radiant Thieves here. So what do you think they need to do, Authorize? How do they crack this hyper-aggressive style coming out from X-Contra?
I think they need to be covering each other a little bit better, and I'd say that's about it, actually. I mean, if you look at how they're playing, they're pushing onto site, and then there's not really much coverage going on, and X-Contra will just pick them left, right, and center. It feels like at this point they're a little bit scared. They've lost a lot of confidence in, I think, how they're playing, and that is a very, very important aspect of Valorant, is you need that confidence. And it seems that Radiant Thieves right now are lacking a little bit of it. They're pushing onto site, and then immediately, you know, half of them are staying back and backing up and just trying to hold these really safe angles, and that's just not going to fly. X-Contra are just going to punish whatever is on site and then take that man advantage and push past into you. So that's where we need to be seeing Radiant Thieves kind of pick up a little bit more. They need to be having the same kind of aggression that X-Contra are, and relying on themselves to have the ability. We've seen that they have the skill to be taking on X-Contra. They need to believe in themselves a little bit more. And I think the more they go down in these rounds, the harder that is going to be to bring it back. So it needs to be now or never. This tac pause, I think, is really, really, really good on timing, because this is what's going to allow them to, you know, kind of get that mental reset and go forward. They are down in, you know, rounds, they're down in ultimates, but, you know, if they can bring it back, that's going to be really, really important. It seems like they're playing a lot more slower now, pushing towards this B site, maybe try to pick it up, and that's exactly what they're going to try and do. But Timmy, a little bit better on the trigger finger.
Yeah, Naga not managing to get that opening pick, and that's a very important pick to pick up as well. But Timmy taking full control of this bottom mid area. And Radiant Thieves noticing that the entryways to the site are, well, the primary entryways. As Timmy and Lumo just puts them in a grinder right now, but Onikuma at least manages to pick up one for himself.
Last player
down
standing.
to a 2v4 now, as Nightmare takes down the second last member of Radiant Thieves, and Williams will close it out. But as I was saying, it is the right idea coming out from Radiant Thieves there, right? They've recognized now that the 2 sentinels are set up at the main choke point of every site. So mid is the weakness for X-Contra right now. They have to try and push through that middle area and use the secondary or maybe tertiary pathways towards these sites. That's how they can get in. That's how they can get through that sentinel stall. But unfortunately not connecting the opening shots early there and allowing Timmy to wrap around them. What a devastating flank coming out from Timmy there.
Yeah, if they're going to be using these different pathways, they need to be making sure that they're holding their back angles and flanks down. That trade coming through, leaving it a 4v4, but yet again deny that. Bring up a 3v4. And we will see Hunter's Fury coming out. Does find Lure. Tag him up.
Yeah, it does end up tagging up Lumo, but not managing to get the frag there. Could have been a really good Hunter's Fury, but look at Williams already pushed up all the way from B onto the flank, not expecting the player close to his left, and Kaishan will take him down, but Yeti here to refrag his teammate, and Yeti just thirsty for blood on only Kuma right now, and he will go out to get that 3k and will secure the round for his team.
Yeah, looking a lot better there, but still it seems that Radiant Thieves just have no answer, and I think they're still, you know, waking up. And unfortunately, this is loser brackets. You can't be waking up here, because if this is it, you're out. You unfortunately cannot find any further redeeming arc, and that's going to be really, really difficult for them, because 8-1. Come back from this, obviously you've seen it before and it's definitely possible. It's gonna be very, very difficult and require a lot of mental energy from them from now on.
Yeah, it does look like they are playing with a couple of rifles. They do have this Bulldog on Oniguma as well. Spraying through the smoke, Naga actually with that Guardian will pick up a frag as the Viper's Pit comes out. Try and secure this plant for the team of Radiant Thieves. Good Viper Spit, they're gonna cover the majority of the side, and Luma just trying to hold these angles. But look at Timmy already on this flank. X-Contra love pushing this flank and causing the pincer onto the members of Radiant Thieves. Timmy not expecting one to be in that corner already, and Luma now going aggressive but doesn't connect the knives and killer. Taking down 2 members. One enemy Williams will push the lockdown and end up taking it out, and now it's all onto this Viper with no HP left on Oniguma. Will eventually go down to Yeti, and now that's a 9-1 advantage in the favor of X-Contra, and I'm pretty sure the economy is really broken for the side of Radiant Thieves now, so we might even see a save or a force. If they force here, I'd really be kind of surprised, because the last round's coming up, but maybe they might want to put all their eggs in one basket here. I don't know. What do you think, Ozarite?
I think they haven't been getting much done on the, you know, forces as is. So maybe giving themselves room. And I guess it's just, yeah, it's down if you do, down if you don't. You're getting a massively amazing headshot there. Yeah, I think this is so much that
timing. Luma just looks away at the last second. Oniguma finally answering back onto Timmy, not managing to get that smoke up, and that is not going to be active right now. Might go on a cooldown potentially, but they will head over to this A site now off the back of that Viper wall, and this is good, right? They managed to get the man advantage back to even, and they are going to go for this plant on towards this A site now. The Viper is still alive.
One
they can
enemy
play for
remaining.
those post plots, but Williams already quick on the draw for this rotation will take out the spike planter as they try and exit the site. Lumo still in mid, but Williams just going to stick this right now, and
One enemy
not
remaining.
managing to connect the spray, and Williams with the sneaky little ninja defuse will
Last
put
round
X-Contra
before the switch.
10 rounds now to 1 in this map pick of Breeze, and X-Contra showing that it might not be their map pick, but they certainly had a plan coming into this one, shutting down Radiant Thieves completely on this map.
And as I mentioned, it just seems that they're struggling to kind of cover for each other. So, you know, the plant went down and then trying to get out. No one was covering. Obviously, the only two of them alive, but there was no coverage going on. And it seems like that's just the tale of what's happening here. Is Radiant Thieves are opening up nicely and then just falling apart because there's no coverage available.
Well,
getting a nice early pick, so let's see if they can capitalize on that.
Yeah, finally taking down that Sage, right? That Sentinel that has been such a big problem. A very, like, far back, little bit of a passive Yaru ult coming out from Timmy. They're not going to gather too much information towards that B area, but it does look like Radiant Thieves just deciding to cut noise here. Maybe look for a rotation to the other side of the map. They do have the man advantage now, so it is a good idea to cut noise and spread the members of X-Contra thin, but look at that elbow position. Lumo and is it only Kama on that side, I believe? Just fighting for that position there, but Nightmare will shut down any attempts to push this A side, and now it looks like Radiant Thieves are completely rotating back towards this B side, and this is a brilliant read. The members of X-Contra already rotated all the way across
30
to
seconds
A,
left.
and they're definitely going to be behind on this rotation as the rest of Radiant Thieves try and enter onto the B side, but Yeti is here to run interference, picks up 2. Maybe not really expecting that peak. They were holding it, but not going to manage to connect onto Yeti. The spike plant will go down, but what was an even round is now in the favor of X-Contra. And Akaisha not really sure where to look there. Yeti Killer getting spammed from B main as well as backside, and X-Contra taking an 11-1 off.
They will go.
Yeah, I can try and
Switching sides.
analyze this all day, but it just keeps coming back to the same thing, and that's gunfights that definitely should be won for Radiant Thieves are being lost, and the coverage from each other are really not doing well. I think they're kind of playing as if they're, you know, able to win these 1v1s, which they are, but they haven't shown that in, you know, the past 2 games. So, and they're not adapting to kind of hold 2 people per angle. They're playing for these 1v1s and then, you know, losing them and having nothing to fall back on. So yeah, it's quite difficult, and now this is where things get really rough. 11-1. That means that, you know, we expect Radiant Thieves to have to win every single round from this point on.
Yeah, it also seems like Radiant Thieves not really, oh my word, crunching into this A side, but X-Contra will run the blender, and that's what I mean, right? That's the problem with Radiant Thieves. They don't really have any utility to help them take space there. Because you can run 5 people into an area. Oh, Yeti just baiting, going for the knife, but Nightmare will put an end to that shenanigans with the ghost and finally take him down. But yeah, as you said, X-Contra now on match point, but Radiant Thieves failing to use their utility to gain the advantage in this gunfight, right? They're essentially dry peeking all of these fights, not using any of their utility, not trying to gain an advantage, just trying to go for these gunfights. And X-Contra, honestly, just more on point with that aim today, winning out these gunfights. And if you're gonna be throwing 4 people versus 4 people or 5 people from the side of X-Contra, you're probably gonna lose that battle if you're not using your utility to get that advantage. But Naga with a huge 2k in mid off the back of that Marshall, saying I can use the Marshall as well, guys. But Timmy answering back with one of his own, and it's just Marshall v Marshall on the Breeze map right now. What more could you ask for, honestly?
Last player standing.
This is where Killer needs to come up clutch or it is over. I haven't seen Sova use the drone at all, really. And I think we already see GG's coming through. Radiant Thieves not having much confidence in Killer, it seems. But it is entirely possible No. Oh!
Yeah, Killer can still do this. Oh, opts to go for the Marshall. I would say that it might be better trying to run with the Spectre here. Might have had
One
better
enemy
chance.
remaining.
And now is Contra coming out with the knives, and William
Attackers win.
will finish
Do not
him
fight
off.
us
And that is
again.
Ex-Contra with a dominating statement for their first game. And for their first series of this loser bracket, definitely showing why they still deserve to be in this tournament. And unfortunately, Radiant Thieves not up to the task today. Ex-Contra, however, did finish 5th in the South African Valorant League, tied with Rise Blue. So definitely an uphill battle for Radiant Thieves, but unfortunately they just weren't up to the task today. And Ex-Contra will secure their spot in the next stage of the loser bracket and maintain their position in this tournament. They're not out yet, Authorized.
Yeah, I think that they definitely showed up today, and they're proving that they have what it takes to take it through this entire losers bracket and possibly the finals. I think a really good first map of the day for them, or match of the day, should I say. Coming into a lot of confidence now. You know, these early morning games, it's early morning, it's 11, but for us gamers, these early morning games are often very, very difficult. But coming through on such a high note really is going to help them through the rest of the tournament. They will be now going up against Project Rise Orange, who got a bye in the losers bracket. So they will be having that as their next game. Something that'll also be a really, really good one. Project Rise Orange doing a really, really good job, you know, as it's been in the past. So I think this is where it's going to come down to, do they really have what it takes? Radiant Thieves doing a good showing, but, you know, just not enough at the end there. And it's sad to see them go.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Ex-Contra now moving on to face Project Rise Orange, their secondary team. At the same time, we will also have Illusion Gaming versus Light Gaming in this lower bracket. Both those teams also had a bye, as 6ix9ine Gaming and Dreadforce forfeited for this loser bracket. I'm pretty sure 6ix9ine Gaming forfeited way early on in the tournament before the matches were even played, and Dreadforce couldn't make their match this morning, so they sent a forfeit out for that as well. But yeah, we're heading into round 3 of the losers, well, round 2 of the losers bracket, with Project Rise Orange now gonna face off against Ex-Contra. I'm pretty sure that's the next map we have for you guys, so stay tuned for that. I'm sure it's gonna be an exciting map. Can Ex-Contra continue this heater that they are on right now, or will Rise Orange step up to the plate and take them down to potentially compete against their counterpart Rise Blue later in the bracket? But we'll have to see how the teams perform later on into the day. So yeah, I think that is it for us for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the first match. We are going into a break, prepping for the second match, which will be Ex-Contra now facing off against Project Rise Orange. So I hope you guys are ready for that. That's definitely going to be an exciting map. Both these teams have so much to prove, and we'll be right back with that match in a couple of minutes. So stay tuned.